Hi, everybody. Happy Monday, and welcome to week 2 of our March teaching cycle. This week in classes, we'll be teaching new material for everybody, so be ready to learn. And we will also be handing out our red stripes to students who will be belt test candidates this month. So remember that on the belt, the green stripe means that the students have learned their curriculum for the month. The red stripe means that we have taught them all of the material that's required for the next belt test. So if you are not the student, that is your sign, that is a red alert to pay attention and know that something is coming up. So belt testing this month will be 1 week later because next week is spring break. So we'll come back from spring break, we'll do a review week, and then the week after that, we will do belt testing. So there's kind of an extra week to practice in there if you want. So I'd like to thank everybody who's been so helpful and cooperative with the changeover from our old software for attendance to the new one. And because it's a lot to do that for every individual student, just by hand is what I have to do with everything. And I appreciate everybody who's come in and gotten their information to me and helped me with this and kind of have been patient through the process of doing not only all of your information, so we have everything, also how to check in. And there's two things that I wanted to say about that is that one of the benefits of this new software is that it allows me to add a secondary email and a secondary phone number to the student account. Something that Club Ready did not let me do because that was more intended for adults who were at gyms. Gym desk, what this allows me to do is it's more kind of set up for martial arts schools and understanding that there are children who are the students. So there's spaces for two parents, spouses, grandparents, things like that. So I can, in any situation, I can set it up so there's a primary email, and if a spouse wants to put their email on there, or I have any other situation where I need two separate emails, I can put that in so they both get every email, which is something that I've wanted to be able to do for a long time, and I'm glad that I finally have somebody that their company does that for us. So that's one good thing to be looking forward to. And the next thing is just on the check-in itself. The check-in is a little bit more involved. There's a couple more steps. Previously in Club Ready, you just put the code in and it checked that you came in. And with Gym Desks, it understands more that we teach classes. It's not just kind of like a come and go like a gym, because we're not a gym. We're a school and we have designated classes. So when you come in, the first thing will be that same 4-digit code, and then there'll be a button that you hit, and then you actually have to select the class that you will be attending, hit that one, and then there's a button in the lower right corner that says confirm check-in. And when you hit that button, you will hear that happy noise that says you were successfully checked in. So if you don't hear the noise, it didn't work, and I'll work through it with you and we'll get it. Most of them work right now. There's a couple glitches here and there of people that I have to kind of go in and work with the account. But for the most part, it's doing well. But I just want to make sure that everybody knows that to actually check in, if you have to hear that sound. So you have to type in your code, type in the class you're coming to, and then hit confirm. And for our little dragons, that means that an adult usually has to help them because they can't read. So when I see them, I usually try to go over to the check-in iPad and check in with them. Or if you're with them, just kind of make sure that they kind of see how they do that. They probably can learn to recognize their classes because they're color coded and check themselves in over time. But right now, they likely will need our help. So again, thank you for all the help of transferring over, because like I said, it's a lot of work, and there's a lot of things that need to happen for that to kind of switch over. And I have about another week to get everybody through before I can't use the old one at all. And the one last thing is that the emails once aren't set up yet. That'll be one of the last things I set up. So I'll still be sending the old emails out, and hopefully within a week or two I can get that all set up, and we can just kind of move forward on all that. So thank you. Tonight after the kids' classes, I will be away from the school. So I will have other adult students covering the adult classes. The reason I'm leaving is because I'm doing one of the things that I thoroughly love to do. I enjoy doing just as much as I do teaching the physical martial arts, and that's teaching the mental and psychological part of martial arts. So I will be giving a lecture tonight at a local women's group on personal safety, how to trust your gut, and to keep yourself safe through awareness. And I do these for free, and I do them as a community service. And if there's anybody that you know, or any group that you're in, if there's any kind of PTO group, any homeschool group, any church group, anything that you are a part of that you know would benefit from just having me come in at any time to do a lecture on safety, if it is on keeping kids safe, if it's anti-bullying, if it's something that just for women, general safety principles, anything like that that I can help them with and I can talk to them with, and so I can share my message and my mission with them, I'd really appreciate it. A quick word about spring break next week. We are off from March 16th to the 21st, and the entire school will not be in session. So St. Vrain Valley School District, Boulder Valley School District take their spring break, fortunately this year at the same time, so they've coordinated their schedules. So most of our student body and family are all on spring break and taking that on the same week. And so we are the same way. So the academy will be closed next week as well. And remember, on spring break and all the breaks we take during the year, whenever the school is closed, you're not missing any curriculum. You're not falling behind. There's nothing that you need to do. Everybody is scheduled to take these frequent rests just to kind of recharge, spend some time with other aspects of your life, and then get back to your training when we come back. So just remember that it's just a time you can just sit back and literally take a break. Next up, I wanted to just take a second to acknowledge that we have a new black white belt. So Jesse Miller, a couple of weeks ago, earned his black white belt after quite a while with his black red belt, waiting and working to pass his test and graduate into phase 4, the expert phase of training. And Jesse's mom is already a black belt. Jesse's older brother Riley is a black belt, and his brother Carter is next in line. So congratulations to Jesse, and he'll have his new blue uniform soon to match his new black and white belt. And speaking of Carter, Carter is next in line at the school, along with Hunter Jones as our next black belt test candidates. And closely behind them are August Jordan and Adela McFerrin. So those 4 students this year, I'm really looking toward getting all of them graduated and hitting that major life goal of earning their black belt soon. So congratulations again to Jesse and the rest of you. You're really close, and we're going to get you over the line. We have a couple special events coming up that I'd like to talk to you about. The first one is our annual Easter egg hunt, which I began almost 30 years ago. And I started doing an Easter egg hunt because I had a parent tell me that they were at an Easter egg hunt where the kids, they didn't have enough eggs. They had too many kids, and they were all packed in. And the kids were fighting over eggs, which was bad enough that they weren't sharing, and they were just kind of ravenous about getting their own eggs. And the parents started fighting over the eggs as well. And I thought, that's not right. And we could do that better, which we've been doing for a couple decades now. And so this is the way it works. Every year we do it in Left Hand Creek Park, and the event space is one of the best parts of the hunt. It's where we have our annual picnic. So if you were there in August for our school picnic, it's that east shelter that is right off of a pike by Prospect. And it's a really good space because it has the shelter in the middle, and it has a small kids playground, and the shelter separates that from the larger kids playground. And there are also 2 different fields. So what we can do is we can separate the kids into the younger kids who will go get their eggs on their side, and we keep the older kids and the bigger kids on the other side. So the ages are separated, so the little ones don't get run over by the big students, and everybody gets a chance to get an egg. And we have a lot of eggs. We stuff a lot of eggs every year, and I'm thankful to the people who help me out every year because it does take a while. And we usually start at 10 a.m. That's what we'll do. 10 a.m. sharp is what I do. And I have a whistle. I blow the whistle, and we go. Now, it starts at 10 a.m. sharp. So if you come at 10:05, it's probably done. And so it is one of those things where everybody is there early, they're waiting for that whistle to blow and then go. And they go pretty quickly. So please be there if you're going to attend. Get there maybe 15 minutes before 10. And if you're late, there's one really endearing quality of our Easter egg hunt that I have noticed over the years is that when somebody comes late or they just don't get any eggs, our students do a wonderful job of restuffing eggs and hiding them for them. I've seen kids do that. They share their eggs, and if they've got too many, they share the candy with the other kids. And it's one of those things that really makes me do it every year because I did not request them to do that. They took it upon themselves to do that, to help each other and show that compassion and that kindness to each other. And that's the whole purpose of doing our events and something like the Easter egg hunt, is that the kids are there together and there's so much candy, there's so many eggs that there's a surplus, and to get them to see that just a little bit of sharing will help somebody else out, help make their day, is a wonderful thing to see, and it keeps me going. And as far as the adult part of the hunt, it's a potluck. So it's kind of a brunch because we do the egg hunt at about 10 a.m. and then we have people just bring, kind of fruit plates. People bring bagels. They make little, kind of hot egg dishes, little kind of finger food, all of that kind of thing that everybody can bring together and celebrate. I've had people bring coffee and tea. It's a wonderful time just to come out and be outside. It'll be beautiful out. And if you have any questions, there's a sign-up sheet in the school. I can gladly tell you more about that when I see you. And I will remind you again, but it will be at 10 a.m. sharp is when I blow the whistle. So make sure you're there a little bit before that. And I hope you can make it. And you can bring friends, family members, brothers and sisters, cousins, whoever you want. The more the merrier. I have a quick update on my birthday party Nerf night that's going to happen on April 10th, which is that Friday next month. I've been talking to a lot of the kids who are really trying to bring a friend to class, and I thought that based on some of their feedback, I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. So if they do bring a friend to Nerf night itself, then that's their invitation. So if they can't get their friends to come and take a class with them because some of them just aren't ready to do it, or they're a little nervous, or they already trained somewhere, they still want to bring them to the school, then they can bring them just to Nerf night. So if they sign up or put their name on the list and then just put their friend's name on the list so I know that they're coming, then that'll kind of serve as their invitation to the party. And so that's the update now. And there's a few other things that I'll give people opportunities to do if they can't find anybody who wants to even try a class with them or even come to Nerf night with them. There's a couple other things they can do to kind of get invited and come to the party. So stay tuned for that, and I'll just be telling everybody in classes about that this week. Thanks.